You've seen them in HTV shows like Home to Win and Family Home Overhaul, as well as being regular contributors to City Line. But their passion is giving back and volunteering their time and talents to deserving families. Welcome to My Kind Canadians. This week, it's Dave and Joey. Hey, guys.
Hello, thanks for having us.
I'm glad we've matched our outfits today. Spring is coming. I feel it. It's got to come with these outfits. So you guys have had success as individual contractors and together as the BroLaws. I feel there's an underlying feeling of gratefulness, positivity, and an emphasis on mental health. Tell me, what role does kindness play in your careers now?
It's a huge role. I mean, being contractors, when you're going into somebody's home, a lot of the times contractors don't have the best reputation. So to be able to build that reputation, I think we have a goal to change the narrative of what a contractor looks like and who they are. And these clients are trusting us with their biggest investment of their life. So walking into a project with kindness, empathy, and being there to assist and help these homeowners with this investment is just, it changes that narrative and twists things around into a positive light.
And being kind might actually be the most important part of all that. It's funny because it's something that, it's a word, being kind, that kind of gets lost in the mix. It just kind of seems like this small thing. But true kindness is kind of at the root of being a good person. When you're truly thinking of somebody else, when they're putting them before yourself. Again, all of these things don't typically come into the contractor world, but it's something that Dave and I, it's very important to us to be able to let people know that we are there for them. Like, yes, they are paying us to do the work, but if we run into any issues, we're going to help fix that. And we're going to split costs with clients if that's what it takes. Because when you are kind to people, that spreads, and they're going to decide to be kind to somebody in their day too.
And then they pay it forward. Now, you did a wonderful thing for a healthcare worker during the pandemic where their bathroom was falling apart, and then you went in and you fixed it. And I've never seen someone so emotional and happy, almost surprised that someone would do something so kind.
Yeah, and that was such a amazing turn of events on how it even happened. Oops, sorry. Should have turned off his
They're calling right now.
Wow. Yeah,
she's calling right now.
But it was actually it was actually really amazing how all of that unfolded. So it was a close friend of ours. He's a teacher, his wife is a nurse, and this is during the pandemic and the craziness. They've got 2 young kids, and their only bathroom, their only shower, he was showering one day and he leaned against the wall, and it had gone so bad that he just put a hole right through the wall of the tile. So he was casually just talking to me about it, and I was like, we're going to do something about this. And Joey and I talked to each other and we're like, okay, let's make this happen for them. They've been through a lot. Let's do this. And I started reaching out to some of our contacts in the industry, and everybody started saying yes. And it was one of those, like, if this is meant to be, then let's just let everything fall into place. And that's exactly what happened. We got the fixtures, we got tiles, we've got demo, every piece of the puzzle. Just kind of, people were so wanting to help. And when you gave them an option and an opportunity to do it on, they just fled to it and instantly wanted to be a part of it. So it was a blessing that we were able to help that family out at that time, and that so many people were willing to jump on board.
Well, and to Dave's point, it wasn't even as much of a story as our kindness, but it kind of opened our eyes to the kindness of others. These were companies and other small companies that are within our realm, as well as some big companies that, as Dave said, he reached out to them and immediately was a yes. What can we do to help out this family? So it was really a testament to us about, okay, all we have to do is kind of put the word out there and people will be willing to help.
People want to help. I think they want to do something, to be kind, to feel good, and to pay it forward. And you've done that again with Movember. I took a look at that. Like, your wives must not be happy with that stash for a month, because I feel like that's an acquired taste, I think, but kudos to you. So tell me how Movember came about. I know how it comes about, but for you guys, what made you gather together and get everyone involved?
Yeah, the wives, definitely, it was an adjustment for them. And even our young kids, Joey's younger daughter, when he walked out, she was like, who is this stranger? You haven't seen him like that before, right?
Uh,
But
there,
Movember is something that's really important to us, and just addressing the mental health state of things. One, in men who are very quiet about mental health, who aren't willing to open up and share the struggles that they're going through. And I was raised, my mother has depression and she's on medication for it. So I kind of was raised in an atmosphere where it was already somewhat talked about, and I was already aware of it. And I'm a very open book kind of person. So when Movember came around and the conversation started to grow within our own job sites and within our own community, we were like, we need to be advocates for this, because we are open and willing to share. And when people see that in others, then it helps them open up. I was always the guy who would be the first on the dance floor looking like a fool to make everybody else feel more comfortable that they could look like fools too. And I feel like Movember and mental health just has so much of a side to that as well.
I had Michael Landsberg on, and he was one of the first people on TV that normalized it. And I feel like, so he's a sports guy. You guys are contract guys, and I feel when it comes from there, it gives people permission to talk about it, to normalize it. It makes it easy, and it takes the stigma out of it, which is exactly, by talking about it, it makes it normal.
Yeah, absolutely. And for us, a lot of it is leading by example. That's what we try to do. So that's why, as Dave said, we want to be advocates for it, and we wanted to show across our social platforms that we are living these lives the same as anybody else is. Yes, we've done some TV stuff. Yes, we're contractors, but we're living a difficult life every day in our own way. Obviously, you can't compare that to somebody else's more difficult life, but everybody has their struggles, and we all have our different ways of getting through it. So we just wanted to share how we get through it, how much our community around us supports us, and just spread that out into the world, so that somebody who is struggling, and let them know that, hey, there's people out there for you, even if it's us. Like, message us on Instagram. Reach out to
and you're not alone.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
you're not alone.
Movember is great for that, because it brings a lot of awareness. Even Bell Let's Talk Day, it brings a lot of awareness within those days. But we have kind of tried to keep it more of a consistent topic throughout the year as well. We had a colleague in the construction industry who passed away in his early 30s, and he was somebody who struggled with mental health, and the conversation wasn't really there as much. So the community that knew him, we all kind of talked and said, why aren't we talking about this more? Why isn't this a conversation that's bigger? It shouldn't just be a month or a day. It should be a year-round conversation. So we've started kind of doing a Friday Feels initiative, where every Friday, one of us from our team just takes their camera, sits in their car, and shares what they're going through that day, whether it's good, bad, ugly.
Sad or ugly, yeah.
Exactly, because I think it's still important to celebrate the good things in life, because there is a lot of good, and that helps pass along that positivity. But for people to also see somebody broken and struggling with the same things that they're struggling with, it just creates that kind environment. It creates a safe area for people to continue that conversation.
And you've got a new project going on. Tell me a little bit about that.
We do. So another bathroom renovation for a client. So again, it's that back to that willing to be willing. It's something that Joey and I are passionate about and want to help people. And I find that sometimes if you go searching for it, then you're putting your own heart in the way. Where if you're just opening up your heart to be willing, then the opportunities will arise. So we were doing a basement renovation, and the neighbor to that project messaged us saying, hey, I'd love for you guys to come look at my bathroom. And my reply always is just, great, could you send some pictures in your wish list? What are you looking to do? And she replied back that the need to do it is actually for her son, who suffered a stroke when he was 14. And when he suffered that stroke, he's had some recovery through it, but he still has limitations, and the bathroom doesn't work for his needs. So he had to use his parents' bathroom, but he's getting older. He needs his own space now. And as I was reading through this, having kids of my own, it hit my heart. And it was another one of those, I think we can do this again. Like, let's see, message out those contacts. Everybody says yes. And you're able to message this client back saying, we're going to take care of this for you. You guys have been through a lot, and we want to bless you with this. And there's a lot of people in the community that want to bless you with this too. And their reaction, like, they're beautiful people. they're raising money for young stroke victims because it's not something that's very well
Yeah.
known out there as well. So they have their own charity as well. So we're just excited to be able to partner with them, and that this opportunity was able to kind of arise again.
And I know from a reputable source that you guys, the BroLaws, have a signature move when you guys are renovating. So it's called Shoeless Painting the ground.
Yes,
I heard
mean,
that's your thing. I heard that's your thing. Is that true?
When you're painting with Tiffany Pratt, anything is on the table. Shoes are coming off, socks are coming off, and you know paint is flying.
Paint is always flying. So it's good that you saved your shoes, right?
Yeah. Actually, a lot of all of this, I mean, we've always kind of had hearts for it from our parents, but earlier on, a few years ago, we got to do a project with Tiffany Pratt called the Color Club, and it was for Princess Margaret, raising funds for that. And it was just, when we worked together, her team and our team, and we all kind of came together, you just saw what could be accomplished when you collaborate with good, kind hearts, right? And it comes back to that paying it forward. If you're putting stuff out there, other people are going to want to jump into it because it feels good to give.
Right. And you can, and you have such a talent that could make someone's life so much easier. So Dave and Joey, thank you so much for being Kind Canadian Contractors and making a positive difference in the homes and lives of so many. And this is where entertainment and charity meet.